Perfect. Hi everyone again. My name is Ademi Kwadile. For the purpose of this call, it's a continual session for the scholarship for my close community in Filter, and I hope you find it useful if you're listening to this. So today, I think we were going to be talking about, if you don't want me to call you by your name, because this session is being recorded, just rename yourself to any initials, else I'll just be using your first name or the name I can easily grab from this session. All right, so the last time we discussed, I think, as we discussed writing a statement of purpose, we mentioned the difference between statement of purpose / motivation letter or cover letter versus personal statement. We discussed the structures of those statements, if I am correct. Or I should have even thrown the question to you guys, really. Yeah, does anyone? Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Samuel, go on, please. I see you unmute yourself, so I can read Wesley's chat. So, but let's just say whatever we want to, or whatever we learned from the last session, so that we can go on from there. And assignments as well. Let me mention. So, what was the last assignment, really?
The last assignment was to write an SOP.
Okay, did you write any? Did you find? Yeah, I think it's two assignments, like for the first
Yes,
one.
the one from before that were to search for scholarship in line with whatever we want to study. Then we should now craft out an SOP
Yeah.
for those
So,
scholarships.
did you
One
get
of
any?
them.
Yeah, really great. Did you get any school or any scholarship you want to apply for?
I personally did not get a
Mm.
school or a scholarship at that. I think I still need to do more research based on my course of study. But I actually have an SOP, so it's based on a general grant, so it's not specified to any school. But I have something, yeah, an SOP. It's that.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. If you are fine to use it as a review, that's totally fine. To use it as a review now, you could send it to me so I could use it to, to explain some structures to everyone, if that's fine by you. Else
Okay.
would
Okay.
is that okay by you? You can share it with
Yeah,
Wesley.
it's fine. It's fine. I'll
Yeah,
share it with you.
good. So did any other person search for any scholarship? Did you see any scholarship or any SOP? Or are you working on any SOP so far? If you don't want to share, that's no problem. There's no obligation on you doing that. Yes, look, man.
Hey, wait. Hello. Sorry. All right. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
All right. All right. So yeah, I was so for the first assignment, I was able to like get on it. I was able to find UBC, University of British Columbia,
Yeah.
and I was able to find a course that was in my niche I was interested in, and also I think they also have a Mastercard scholarship for the course and the school.
Yes.
So, but I'm still looking for more. Well, that's what I have so far. And I also found
Mastercard
one in
scholarship in UPC is not currently um
Open.
running.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it's not
currently
currently.
open. Yeah, it's not currently open. It's going to be open by I think was it August or there was a month there, sha.
September.
I pinned it
To
down.
be open by.
So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I
Okay,
think
I
I
sent the SOP to Wesley. Should have
good.
it by now.
Okay, cool. Wesley, please send it to me. Okay, okay, he sent it already. So if I think part of what we also discussed last week was how to like search for scholarships and how to know their opening date in advance, if I'm correct.
Yeah, correct, sir.
Perfect. So I believe that's also a very good chance to prepare an SOP ahead of time. So just like Lukman has said, I would even be interested in that MasterCard. Anyone who is bringing MasterCard, please, is a special case on its own because MasterCard has, from different schools, they have almost similar questions, but not the same. Yeah, almost similar. They will talk, they want you to talk about your leadership, emphasizing leadership, connecting it with your career path and your future goal as well. So around those things are what MasterCard are always looking at. So it's really cool that you guys are like, okay, trying to search for scholarships and getting some. So I'm going to open up. I'm going to be opening the SOP received, SOP of Israel, and let's see how we can use that to review our past, the structure or the past meeting we had. Okay. So what course, you have to share what course you want to use this for. So I could have a glance. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Perfect. Right. So what course are you up? Oh wait, don't even mention. I should find it here.
I
Wait, don't
did not
mention.
see a specific course
Okay.
that, so I just wrote a general, something based on general knowledge.
Hmm. Now, why this will not work based on general knowledge
Okay.
is because you need to tailor your SOP to the course. So keywords
Okay.
from the university should be included. You see, I even mentioned I don't mention the course. So because this on this on this fourth paragraph, I'm expecting to see the third or fourth, maybe last paragraph of third or fourth paragraph. I'm expecting to see you mention the school or mention a
Okay.
professor from the school or from the department. So that's where I'm able to quickly grab or what you're
Okay.
applying for, So that's why I even mentioned that you shouldn't even talk about it.
Okay.
So, but well, overall, let's just check what you've written. Okay, before I even mention, can anyone here mention the structure of SOPs that I mentioned the last time based on my own expertise? Can anyone mention? I gave a perfect structure. Good, Samuel. Samuel, I hope I can hear you though. Yeah, but please speak. I see you raising your hand.
Okay, good evening, sir. Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yes, clear.
Okay,
Network
awesome,
is
sir.
very
So
snappy.
thank you for last. Okay, thank you for last class. So, last class you told us about the structure for SOP, and you said you were expecting the maximum of 4 paragraphs. So the first paragraph should contain the problem statements. What's triggered why you are going for this? What's some underlying trigger for the course you are going for? And the second paragraph should contain your work experience related to the course. And the third paragraph should envision that which you envision, your projection.
It's almost still with us.
For masters,
Okay.
you are expecting. And the fourth paragraph talk about your willingness to collaborate, your sight for city, and your distinction, which can help you do well with the course. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Samuel. You've buttressed everything. So, with that in mind, now let's see this. As a graduate of community survey in Nigeria, I've witnessed an environmental challenge posed by rapid urbanization in developing country. Now, this is a query for you. As a graduate, you have witnessed this. You witnessed the rapid urbanization in developing nations. You witnessed something that is happening in developing nations. Do you see that there's a counter there? How possible were you as a graduate to witness a disaster in developing nations? So that's one counterfeit, right? So, and you further still claimed that point again, saying this observation combined with my academic background. If I were you, I would have claimed an academic background, an expertise in your academic background before buttressing it here. This you can get in your academic background, or you can get as a graduate. You say you witness an environmental challenge in developing nations. Yeah, you can witness environmental challenge. That's correct. But in developing nations is very incorrect. As a reviewer, I would definitely ignore that. So that's why your opening statement is very, very important. If I were you, I would use a research paper to buttress this point. As a graduate studying or evaluating maybe 50 papers or learning under international professors, I have learned and experienced. So if you even include that you've learned and experienced environmental challenges which has posed rapid urbanization in developing nations, that's still cool. So, you're combining your learning process as a graduate. So that's still like, still credible enough. So as a graduate, you learn from what professors and also personally experienced this, makes sense. And then if you say you've personally experienced it, then you can buttress more on it. For example, just mentioning a situation where you can just follow up by saying in 200 level, a news reported by XYZ stated, then you may mention the disaster that happened in the city that happened. Let's say a third million bridge collapse. I don't pray that third million bridge collapse for everyone living in Lagos here in this. So third million bridge collapse due to over flooding and all of those, So just buttress it and claimed by maybe negligence or climate change or whatever you want to buttress it with, just put it there. So then you follow up with my journey in construction began with, so you just follow up. So you've mentioned a problem statement, just like Samuel mentioned. So that's the first thing. So where I developed, then I don't know how you want to continue it, but you continue whatever you're saying. So let me just read on. So this observation combined with my academic background and professional experience drives my passion to pursue advanced studies in sustainable, well, this is not necessary now because you can study your course anywhere. We don't advise you put this like saying well, you can just, after telling the story, blah, 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 you can say this personal experience and academic background. You wouldn't want to mention professional experience first because you've not mentioned it in previous notes. So this should be eliminated. So has driven my passion to pursue advanced studies in sustainable beauty management. That's full stop. My journey in construction began with my undergrad study in XYZ. This is not necessary here. If you can recall, where I developed strong foundation in construction, blah, my final year project, which evaluated the cost, blah, blah, blah. All of these ones are not necessary here. Like I mentioned earlier, the first point should be a problem statement. If you want to mention this, you can only mention it when you're using it to buttress points here. For example, saying, my journey, I became aware about sustainable construction during my undergraduate study course, then you can cite the course that focuses on construction, and maybe you have an A in that course because they would refer to your transcript. They might in some cases. Not everyone is cautious of that, but you just have to play safe and, you might not get an A there, maybe a B is still okay. So put the course there. Even, yeah, so far you didn't fail the course though. Yeah, you can just put it there. So what I would advise is a course that is still like slightly related, because they don't have the course module. If the course title is related to it, put it there. So we have developed strong foundation in construction economics and XYZ. But make sure anything that you're using should be connected to that problem statement you've mentioned in the first two sentences that I corrected. So all of this, just ignore that till further paragraphs. So here, remember, it's talking about what you've done, maybe work experience, job experience, XYZ. The second paragraph is dealing with that. So this research is not as, okay, my research as in an undergrad, which I hope is what you're referring to, has earned me academic recognition. That's a perfect point. Has not only earned me academic, yeah, that's a very good point, but also revealed vast potential. This is a very good point. Working as an intern, this is a very good point. 6 months exactly, very good point. Okay, I have been involved in various chemical and residential projects, commercial and residential projects. Okay, very good point, because all of these things are still also talking about construction. That's why I'm saying it's a very good point. However, observed a significant knowledge gap in implementing sustainable. Okay, so what did you do to that? This challenge has motivated me to seek advanced education in sustainable building. Okay, that's a very good point as well. With its leadership in green building technology, offers me this. Okay, this is a very good point. You're still like buttressing this. My research interest encompass life cycle costs analysis and blah 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 blah. These are a lot of points here that you want to make it focus. That's why I say if you have a course in mind, just mention 3. 3 is okay. Just mention 3. So my research interests encompass life cycle cost analysis of sustainable building. That's 1. Integration of this 1, 2, and this 3. That's okay. Well, you can put the 4. That's fine too. But 3 to 5 if it's a short point. If they are short points. So this is also a good point. However, it should not be here really, because you're talking about what you've done. Is it the only internship that you've done? This is not a good paragraph. It's not a very strong paragraph, because I'm trying to think of what you will now be including in other paragraphs now, because you're going to be you're going to be repeating the same thing here. For example, the gap, you're still going to mention it here, because here is where the gap should be. Now you talk about what you've done here or what you're doing. Volunteering, leadership, internship, etc. should be here. So I'm particularly interested in adaptation. Well, these points are good. It's just that you should have only connected it to what you are doing or what you've done or what you are, what you've done or what you are doing in your internship, work role, and also etc. So I hope you're able to take note of that. Your university program with its emphasis on, this should not be here. If you could recall, this should be in third paragraph or fourth paragraph. The university program, it should be in third paragraph with emphasis on practical blah blah blah. All right. So you're now saying upon studying, you see, and this should be in your last paragraph really. Upon studying, I plan to return back to Nigeria. Acquired knowledge. Now you've not even mentioned this should be encompassing how your study now will help continue your experience here and help you also achieve what you want to become. Because you mentioned your research interest, which I said is very good, of course, but you could include it here. Peradventure, maybe you have a lot of knowledge or experience here, then you could just mention my research interest is XYZ, XYZ, and I'm going to be studying XYZ, XYZ, which will help me drive XYZ, XYZ. So that should be in this paragraph. And then you then conclude that upon study, yeah, you can then mention this way. I said you mentioned like some points from the university which is connected to the course you want to study. So, and probably some professors as well in the university stating that I've searched for, I learned about XYZ professor who majors on XYZ, but let all of those key points be related to construction or whatever you say you will be learning or is your interest here. So that's what should be here and not your plan to return back to Nigeria. Your plan to return back to Nigeria should come last after they've understood what you want to do or what you want to study. That's peradventure the application you're even making requires or maybe highlights that you should go back to your country, because some professors might even want you to stay back in their laboratory, and now that you're stating that you want to go back to your country, that's a negative on your own end. So that's why it's important to take note of some points. If this is not necessary or not mentioned in the application or in the scholarship, then it's not necessary to mention it. All right, so receiving the scholarship will enable me to pursue my academic goal. What's that your academic goal? Specify it. And become a change agent in promoting. Yeah, that's a good point. My academic background, professional experience, and commitment to sustainability make you everyone will talk about this. So I don't think it's a strong point for you. And commitment to sustainability very uniquely position me to contribute to both. Okay. Continue. Oh yeah, academic community and a future of this. Well, this is a good point. Quite a good point. I'm talking about this part and commitment. So, but should only be there if you've mentioned some quality points that shows your commitment really in this part, which you really do not mention. So that's another thing you should take note of. So lastly, this is where I was expecting you to say when you'll be going back to your community to do XYZ to multiply whatever you've been doing in the second paragraph. That's if the scholarship or the SOP, the scholarship you're applying to requires you to go back to your home country or whatever. You can just mention it here. And you can mention other personal development skills that you would be getting from the scholarship. Let's say the scholarship requires people having workshops, or it's a remarkable scholarship that could help you, that could connect you with global leaders or global industry. You could mention that. And also you can even mention that maybe you're a first generation student and that would help you get exposed to another country which is something new in your family, or so just give some key points there. And also mention as a distinction, you can say as a first generation college student, someone top 1% in my department or in my school, in my school, if you can put into brackets of 100 students or 15,000 students if you're overall in school, this scholarship will not only help me achieve my goal, but would help me connect with networks, whatever, would also help me learn or get exposed to a new community, as I've learned that Scotland or France is a beautiful country with XYZ, XYZ. I really look forward to. You can even mention a place like I look forward to learning. Oops. Pardon me. It's my alarm. Yeah, so you can just mention a scientific laboratory that you look forward to, maybe, yeah, a scientific laboratory or a scientific museum or whatever that you think you're so fascinated about in the country that you look forward to seeing as well. So that's if you even have the word limit. Yep, so that's that about that. Thank you so much for sharing your SOP. I hope my feedback was useful. And yep, do you have any questions or query as regards everything I've said?
No questions, sir. Thank you for the review. I noted down the corrections you made. So the only thing I would want to ask, this was just like, since I did not have an headway, there was nothing I was really after. I just had to craft out something.
Yeah.
So I think I'll make a request. I don't know if you can share us the sample of the SOP you used during the last session, the corrected one. Maybe you can share it with us. Let's also use it as a guide too.
Well,
The corrected version of it.
Well, Lukman has the recording session for the last, so hold Lukman responsible.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think I'll do that then.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes,
Don't worry, I'll get it to you guys
I
as
see
soon
what
as
you do
possible.
right there. Anyways, yeah, so like I said, Lukman is really responsible. So all this tie. Anyways, yeah, so as we would be going on, thank you so much for sharing that, Israel. So today I want us to like look at how you can search for. Well, I think I've mentioned the aspect of how you can get graduate opportunities. It's not only about SOPs. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not only about scholarships. You can also get direct GA. You can also get direct GA, which is by messaging professors online, And yeah, if you want to message professors online, you have to note how to write some cold emails. I can say in the past, let's say in the past 2 to 3 months, I've been shooting out some cold emails to some professors in Oxford, in Cambridge. I've relented because they are not showing me love. But now, well, I'm thinking I'm finding headways as regards my proposal as well. And yep, so it's a very good strategy that I've learned. And I've seen professors that even, okay, here is my back end story. I want to start my PhD and I did not know what I was going to do initially. So, but now when I was done with my master's project, I now fully understood where I want to head into, because I don't just want to take, I'm a kind of person who wants to do something that I'm so interested in. And like, people have always said things against that, but I don't think there's also a bad thing there if you want to do what you want to do. If you want to do a project under any professor, it's not that you won't learn, it's not that you won't be able to understand. That's fine. You can also always take that. But at the same time, if you want to do your own projects, there's always chances for you to say, I have what I want to do in mind, and this is what I want to do. So if that's your case, what you need to do is to set up a proposal, a project proposal. I would have shared you the template for the proposal now, but okay, I would have shared mine with you. How do I do it? Okay, I think that's an advanced level, right? Because the proposal like requires a lot that I might not be able to dissect in this meeting. Okay, so that's why I don't want to share it with you, because it requires quite a number of critical things you need to take note of. So, but what I want to tell you is you can always get an opportunity with a professor working on a project or working on a project, So how then do you do that? You send cold emails. So you send cold emails. So the structure of the cold email is one thing I want to show us today. I think I have a slide on that since, let me see. Kindly give me minutes, please. Okay, I'm actually recording now. This is cool. All right, so let's just continue. As you can see, the participant can see my screen. You can see the professor's profile. Can you see this professor's profile?
Yes, I can see it.
Perfect. So I want to study a PhD course, and I realized that he did something on social and economic factors related to land and food system usage. I have my own proposal as regards this, and you can see it says he's accepting PhD students. So if you want to, first of all, search a professor in your university or in any university, what you just need to do is to type the university name and then type the name of the course. All right. Type the university name and type the name of whatever you type the name of the course and the name. Okay, let's just do Paracal. So I'm going to say University of Edinburgh Food Security Research. So this is going to take me to the research. As you can see, yeah, he even brought directly. It's going to bring the masters, but because I included research, so it's going to bring either MPhil, that's Master of Philosophy, or related to research, and a Master of Research, MPhil area research too. It's always almost directly to PhD. They recognize it more. Well, let me not go there because it depends on the school. And it's bringing PhD. So what you want to do is just go directly to the PhD. Or you want to like scroll down and check the profile, if there's a profile of professors. And you can even include professors or staff, research staff. Staff is more better. So it's going to bring the keywords. You see our staff. This is the staff of this is the school where agricultural related courses are. As you can see they even mention the food security is there. So I included the name of the university, the name of the course, research staff. So you can always be flexible with the name of the course because you might not know what type of course that you want to study. So it's good to use maybe Google to search courses related to XYZ. Then you start using that keyword to search. Some courses can be different. So you can maybe it could be food marketing. Meanwhile, they would still be studying food security under it. So in some universities, it's food system. What is called food security is food system in some universities. So that's why you just have to I don't know in other cases in your own course. So you just need to be able to tweak the name of the course you're applying to. So here is the course. So I want to search for professors, but I can't. Yeah, now these are staffs. Top, you click on the staff, and then you check. I want to check the profile of the staffs. Supporting students. Anyway, staff, new research staff, secondary students. Who's that? Can you mute yourself, please, Israel? Yeah. So I don't think I can find anything related to this stuff here. So I'm just going to cancel this. It's wasting my time already. Oh, I think I found something interesting. School and department, top right corner. I click that. So now that I know that it's under the school of vet or biosciences or whatever, I'm going to do is, or Royal Dick. Yeah. I see it's under Royal Dick. I click it. So what I'm just looking at, then I can see research. I can see it's taking me directly. So I just need to be patient, to pay attention to detail. I think that's the most important thing. So here is it. I've clicked that. Now I'm looking for stuff. Study with us. Research. I want to do research. Your mind should be focused on research, study with us, fund. So those are the things that you want to see. I opened that in a new tab. I opened research in a new tab, and I open study with us in a new tab. So you can see. So gradually, you're seeing more things as regards what you want to study. So do you want to do an online course? We are not doing online course. You want to, so agriculture and food. Applying research profile or research team view more. I don't think this is getting interesting. So this is sometimes I think last week I mentioned if you want to email a supervisor on XYZ or you want a department as regards a question, you should copy two emails. So if you're emailing a professor or something, you can also copy this admin as well. So they couldn't follow up. So view projects. So see a project now. See this project is funded and they're saying contact XYZ. You see the way I've just gotten to find a PhD course that I might be able to apply for in just like 3 minutes of just searching. So the major thing is just to be able to navigate really quick. What are your focus? What should you have in mind? You want to look at study with us, things like research, things that like contact us. Well, contact us should be the last thing in your mind. After you've gotten the research, then you should now be looking at, oh, okay, is it funded? Then let's see if it's funded. So I've clicked on that. I'm waiting for it to get to the next page. Meanwhile, I was even looking at maybe messaging a professor before. That is interesting. See the fund, £131,000. It's closed. It's closed. Okay, but here is it. You can see we have a principal invigilator here. This is a very good thing. If this principal invigilator can earn this amount of money, then there's a big cash inside his portfolio. So he's a very good person to shoot an email to, stating that you found out a project XYZ, and however, maybe it is closed. Does he have any other research under his or you have, maybe you can even suggest that I have similar proposal, then state the proposal that you have similar. You can even, yeah, this will even be a good one. So now that you know that he is interested in this course or in this field, you also should think about anything regarding cocoa production, whatever, and just tweak it a bit. Instead of him focusing on, I'm trying to see what is focused on now. The output of this research will form a scientific basis on which commercial provider. So now I think his research is focused on producers because providers are relatively producers. So then you can focus yours on consumer or check his profile, right click and then open a new tab. Check his profile, check his university. Is presumably going to be from University of Edinburgh, I guess. Okay, these are just his courses. These are his courses, and these are the amount of money he has earned for his courses. So you can see that this man is rich in regards to research. Oh, this is 2 point something million for research. So if I were you, I'm interested in this course. I'm just going to copy it. Copy this name. Oh no, this is another person. I'm just going to copy this name and then open it in a new tab and then write University of Edinburgh. Then you can see, voila, here is his portfolio. I open it, I see this rich man, and sorry, I'm using rich. Look, man, please help me cut this out. So, yeah, I can see Professor Matthew, and I'm just going to check him, check what he does. If it aligns to my interest, is focusing on carbon cycle. And right there is also working on cocoa. So you just want to check why, how it connects to his field. How it connects to his field. So you just have to read. Let me just find. Okay, climate, I can see. Okay, we have a region, blah, blah, blah. This is strong evidence on climate. So, but little information. Yeah. So his work is still like related to the climate that he mentioned. So you know that climate change is something that he is not going to like want to sabotage in whatever project you want to propose to him. So that's a very good catch. So look at an aspect of climate or carbon cycle, then you just talk about a topic. Is the one who will now maybe say, okay, wow, that topic is interesting. Do you have a proposal? And then you can or talk to him that you currently do not have a proposal, or you're looking forward to working on if he has any projects that you can work on. But this is best, shooting cold email is best for US schools because they must have funding all year round than UK. That's why people don't go for UK in regards to cold emails. Like you see people are going to US. But let me bet you, let me just clear you, they are funding also in UK. NERC is one of the funding, BBSRC is for funding, and UBEL. There's so many funding I can mention, but it's just like it comes at a particular time in the year, December period. That's when funding are always available. So, but US funding are almost available year round. And yeah, it's like the funding goes into the portfolio of the researchers. So if they spend it, it's there. If they don't, it goes back to the government. Or I don't know how it works there, sha. So unlike UK, like I said too, it's still like varies. You can still get some funding from lecturers in UK. So, but it's not as much as people say. So that being said, we've seen a professor who we know accepts or is working, who, let me say, has funding. Has funding, or possibly it connects to our interest. So what we want to do is to shoot him an email telling him we either have a proposal in mind or we wish to work with him. So here's a proposal that I'm going to use, a proposal for my PhD, although you can use it for your master's as well. So, dear professor, the full name, I hope this email finds you well. Perfect. You introduce yourself. Next, you a graduate of XYZ University with the extension. I missed some points here. That was why I didn't use some emails that I sent. I think why I just maybe was negligent was because he's also from University of Edinburgh and he understands that anyone from this university is good and he can actually work with them. Probably that could have been why I was so negligent with that. So, but it's important to take note of all of the chances you've got because this person doesn't know you at all. So talk to him. You graduate from the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Nigeria, or you graduate from one of the best university in Nigeria with a distinction, and you're writing, and I'm writing. You might not want to mention Federal University of Technology, Akure, but I would advise you do. Yeah. And I'm writing to express my interest in pursuing a master's under your supervision, focusing on then you can mention just see here after reading this point and reading this point, try as much as possible to bring out any topic related to this, or go to this is another way I do it. Go to his research area, his publication. As you can see, I clicked publication here. See its publication and see the one is the first author, not the one that is the third author. If it's the one that is the third author, you would know that possibly it's his PhD students that published this kind of papers. So that's how you're able to understand what aspect he is really focused on. Let's say, for example, here he didn't focus on climate here, or carbon here, but here he focused on carbon. And here, he focused on carbon here as well. He focused on climate and carbon here. So even in fact, when I saw his profile, I already knew he's a carbon person or climate person. So anything you want to propose, you should be sure you're mentioning carbon into it or climate. So here he's not mentioning carbon. He's mentioning carbon really, carbon cycle. So you should definitely know he's focused on carbon or climate. I would prioritize carbon and climate. If there's a way to combine it, mention it, give it a keyword or give it a topic. Check from these topics and see which one you can suggest for yourself. You don't have to know everything from scratch, seriously. So then you mention it here. If it's for a master's or for a PhD, feel free you can shoot out for PhD straight, even as a graduate, as an undergrad. So tell him the research. As you can see, I mentioned food system, climate resilience, and sustainable agriculture. Let's check if I have done well or not under this professor. Remember, I said food system. As you can see, he has food system. What else? Climate resilience. Let's see. Let's just search climate. As you can see the word climate. So the third one, sustainable agriculture, of course, is under agriculture. So yep. As you can see, he's an agriculture person. Well, everyone generally wants agriculture, so that's the general keyword. Yeah, so I have a background working on orphan crops. Orphan crops is a climate smart crop, so which is connected to what I'm suggesting here, such as this and this and this. I mentioned all of those. So in your case, if you've not worked on something like that, you can maybe the work experience that you have or something like that, mention it. And I'm particularly interested in exploring how data-driven tool, all of these things were just from his page. Let me not lie to you. Okay. So look at it. He's working on agent based. He's working on agent based. You see what I'm saying? So here was where I got it. And I don't know much about agent-based modeling. And I feel like, oh, this is going to be a cool modeling tool to use as well for my expertise because I want to work on orphan crops. And I saw from his papers as well that he has used some agent-based tool when I went to search for, yeah, there was a particular research. I think I cited it also in my mail. Let's read on. Or AI-driven mechanization can enhance climate resilience, blah, blah, blah. My proposed research seek to investigate AI in blah, blah, blah. This is my initial proposal. I've changed my proposal totally, really. Anyways, the projects will, this project will examine, I'm laughing because, see, PhDs, anyways, yeah, let's just go on. This project will always examine the influence of international trade, blah, 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 blah. I just had to like read and think about all of these things, which is part of why you can search for his proposal, look at what he's interested in. He's interested in international stuff, global and just try as much as possible to read his profile and look at if you're not going against him. So I talked about, let's just go and dissect it again. Introduce him fully, talk about yourself and straight to what you're interested in. Don't forget to make sure your expertise is connected to his expertise. Talk about what you are focused on and maybe your past experience. So I went straight, I have a background in XYZ, which is, wait, yeah, I think he has worked on orphan crop. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think so. But one thing I realized was that he had, I think he had he had a publication with someone who has worked on orphan crop. Yeah, so the modeling aspect was just what I was interested in. Yeah, which I shoot, which was why I shoot the email. And I really specifically mentioned here. Yeah, and I am particularly interested in exploring how data-driven modeling, like agent-based modeling, so make sure you mention what you're interested in, your background. Maybe you've worked on that in your undergrad thesis. If not, if it's the model that you've used, you could just focus on the model. I have a background working using XYZ model, which you used in XYZ projects. I have worked with, just mention, this is where you show your workings, your workings with respect to research, which is very important with respect to research. So, and then my proposed research seeks investigating XYZ. If you have a proposed research in mind. If not, then you can just like talk about just talk generally about research. Talk about his research and what maybe his recent research paper or whatever, and that you're so interested in it. So in reviewing your work on social ecological, if you see this point now, it's just here. It's just here, social ecological interaction. So you can see land-based, all of those were just right from his profile. And they won't deny it because that's what he's working on, or that's what he has shown interest in. And if I'm saying I'm shown interest in it, he just needs to give me a chance to prove myself wrong or right. So those are the techniques to use to catch professors when you're writing some SOP, when you're writing cold emails. So I'm particularly inspired. So all of these things are things that you could just go through, ruminate on it. So here is just a concluding part. You would be greatly looking forward to his feedback. So because I also attached my proposal actually, was why I mentioned some things here which might not be so relevant to you. In that case, just tell him you've gotten distinction in your research as an under in your thesis, undergraduate thesis, and you maybe have publication. Yeah, so this way you also mention it. Yeah, you can even mention it here because I think in some proposals that I made, some cold email, I mentioned this straight up: a master's with distinction in food security at University of Edinburgh with 3 peer-reviewed journal. I'm writing to express. So with that, they already know that no, so that's one thing that you don't want to miss. Don't miss that chance. State it clearly to their face that you have research experience, to research paper, or even if you don't have research paper, you're working as a research assistant. Mention it really clearly there. Research assistants for over 5 papers on reputable journal. Aha. And a recent graduate at the University of Edinburgh with and then you continue with your blah blah blah. So here you can then mention possibly one of the research papers or something in that case. So and then you're looking forward to ensure that you see how you can complement its ongoing work. And this professor actually called me for an interview, and yeah, so and proposed something else though. So please, you look at just close it. You look forward to their feedback and all of those. I think I've spent more time on this than I shouldn't, but I believe I've been able to give a clear structure as regards what cold email should entail and what you should be expecting. Any questions? Any questions? No question. I've talked too much.
No
But
question from this link.
you guys have even slept.
I have a
I
question, sir.
said no question from this end.
Okay, cool.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So I want to ask, you made mention of PhD, applying for PhD straight from as an undergraduate. I want you to please do a little elaboration on that, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you can apply. That's what I'm saying. I didn't apply to PhD from undergrads, but I'm saying you can really apply for PhD as an undergrad. Yes, you can send cold emails or even apply to scholarships directly. Or what do you need clarification on?
So, okay, sir. So does that mean that the PhD and the masters will be combined in a program, or you just have to do PhD directly, so and omitting masters?
That's a very good question. Now, I'm going to share my screen as regards one PhD opportunity that just closed, actually. So some scholarships will, okay. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
It's good. So here is a London doctoral training partnership. It's just only 4 universities are okay, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 universities are eligible under this scholarship. So this scholarship, if you want to take a master's with it, that's where you say 1 plus 3. This 2 plus 3, I'm not sure of what it means. I think it's maybe when you're finishing your undergrads or so, then 2, this thing. Oh yeah, I think this one is maybe 2 years masters, then 3.5, yeah, 3.5 years for PhD. So if you're going to be finishing the PhD alone for 4 years. So you can see you have to clearly mention it in the application process. So if it's only just 3.5 years, because the scholarship is just for 3.5 years. So, but if yours is going to be more, then there's chances to still get it. But like I said, these scholarships are crazily competitive. So, and they might be thinking of, oh, wait, are you going to fund yourself during the PhD, or you still want to depend on them for masters, So that should be taken note of as well. But yes, you can get it. You can get it. But some, I think for US, you can just go straight into research under PhD. So no need for taking any any course, any master's course. So the difference between US and UK is just that UK is most likely 3.5 or 4 years for PhD. For for US, you spend like nothing less than 4 years. Some will even say 6 years. So yeah, that's just the difference. I hope I'm able to answer your question correctly. Samuel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Perfect. So what else do we want to do today? I've touched on two things which I wanted to mention. I think I've touched everything. My 3 points today is how to look for professors online, how to write cold emails, how to structure essays with specific requests. Oh yeah, with specific requests. Unfortunately, no one has an essay with specific requests. So maybe when you guys have done your assignments on that part, then we'll be able to treat that. So yep, I think that's that. That's that for today. I think we can call it a day here, and I want to wish you guys all the best onwards. So next week, so my assignment still stands. Go and look for scholarship. Go and look for scholarship that requires any kind of essay, and then we come here. All I just need is the title of essay, and then we can still use that Israel's SOP to do a mod, and then we can go on from there. I think that would be very useful. And thanks for sharing that, Israel. I appreciate that. So that's it for that. Any other
There
question?
is my
No question. All right, Lukman and Leshin, just do us a goodbye and let's dismiss ourselves. So, like always,
So I think I have a question.
you think so or you know so.
Yeah, I do have a question.
Welcome.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so my question is, okay, previous week I searched for schools. So I saw a particular school in the UK. I think that's University of Sussex. So, and I got to see a particular course that actually interested me. So that actually drew my attention. So checking to the site, the university site, and also for the funding and all. So I got to see that it was not fully funded, like there was not fully funded scholarships. So I was trying to say, okay, how do I get to search for the same course in other schools?
How do you get what?
To search for the same course, like that particular course.
Were you in the first session we had?
No, I joined the second session.
Old Lukman responsible.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So, because I think I shared some. Oh, wait, was it first? Lukman, are you with us at all? Yeah, so your willingness is to be sure you've made your research. And I'm hoping like at least 3 people, since I know 6 people are consistent, at least 3 to 5 people here have gotten a scholarship they are willing to apply for, maybe right now or in the nearest future, you know. So, and even if that's not it, another assignment today is to check out for professors that aligns with your field of study, and then
Okay.
compose a cold email to at least seven professors in the US. I would advise US. But if it's other countries too, that's totally fine. But I would advise US because of
Okay.
much availability of funding. So at least 10
Okay.
professors. Yeah, I don't want to say 10, 7 to 10. Let's just say 7 to 10. Because you're just using the same model. And honestly, there are some people that send, I can say like I send like over over 50 cold emails because I'm just sending, you just tweak one or two. They're just like less than 300 words and you're not changing everything. So
Yeah.
7 to 10 cold email, that's the assignment. 7 to 10 cold emails for professors in the US.
In your field in
Yes,
the US.
in the US, in everyone's field. So yeah,
Okay, so I don't know if I missed this, but it just came to me now. So I get that if you want to like write code emails, like you need to have like I don't know, I feel like you need to have like a backing or like
what was that?
assistant to
I can't hear you. Sorry, your network messed up.
hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so you were saying if you should in your code email you should like express yourself and tell them like your capability. Either you've published papers or you work with a professor as a research assistant. What if someone that doesn't have any background in like research?
Yeah, so I heard to the
Okay,
point where you say for someone like you who doesn't have background in research and all.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
okay, that's I think that's what I was trying to say.
okay,
So
cool.
I'll just
So
mute
in
now
that
and
case,
listen.
just shoot to them that you have a second class upper and a research thesis of 13,000 words, uh, working at the one of the best university in Nigeria. Mhm. And yeah, that's also a very good entry with a second class upper in construction focused on that you mentioned their focus area. So I think I mentioned this earlier as well. So maybe when you're listening to the record, you would get more.
Yeah.